Hello YouTube, Andy on Cam Reacts here with another reaction for you. Today it's going to be another 17 reaction. Rock With You is the actual title of the song. For those that don't know who I am, I'm a Korean American that's followed Korean music since the late 80s to the early 2010s, and then just kind of stopped playing catch up on a lot of songs and also trying to stay somewhat in touch with the newer stuff coming on, and I thought I'd share my reactions as a person of Korean exposure to Korean culture, right? Being a Korean American. Anyways, 17, Rock With You. Here we go. 뭐든지 다 주고 싶어 나에게만 있다면 Won't let them break your heart Oh no 네가 없다면 난 아무것도 No words I ain't enough for you 노래 말로 담고 싶어 So 모든 나의 감정 너로 읽고 쓰게 줘 That's the leader S Groups, right? It's very poppy. I was burning. I don't remember this voice from Hot. Here's Uchi. I just want you I need you 이 밤은 짧고 넌 당연하지 않아 I tell you this time I wanna rock with you moonlight Is that Hoshi? I think that is. He's moving in a very Hoshi-like way. Is this DK? I like this breakdown actually. Kind of needed it. I wanna stay with you. Rock with you. I wanna stay with you. MTV will definitely block me, so hold on one second. I just need to get into the next. I just need to listen to the song more. Let me adjust my screen here a little. Initially, I'm kind of like a generic song to me. Just want to give it another listen without too much delay here. S Scoops' voice is actually stronger live than in the studio version. I like that. I like that little levitate move. Jeez. I think you guys were saying Uji is like the primary producer of 17 music. How do you get so many, like, good-looking, tiny-headed, athletic people? Athletic as in, like, they could move, they're light on their feet. I heard people say the choreography is a must for 17 stuff, so going right into the next one here. I like listening to the song many times. Husky voice. Who is it? Is it DK? I don't think that's DK. He didn't sound like that hot, or did he? like there's the energy that I was looking for. Oh. I don't know about you guys, but my eyes just kept really just going to Hoshi again. Oh, the eyes. Oh. Okay. After the third listen, I think it's kind of like another one of those. Um, I wish there's hints of electric guitar and such in there, and I wish it was a little more prominent. Uh, the song felt really muted and kind of monotone. Not very sound monotone. The song does. It just kind of like it kind of hovers in this like medium to high range and just kind of keeps cruising along, which is I think maybe their kind of signature. Hot kind of does the same thing where it just it kind of just stays relatively high level energy, but doesn't give you the waves that a lot of other songs in the fourth gen does. People did correct me that they are actually third gen. They debuted quite a like 2015 or something, or their timeline falls in the third gen debut, and they are still at it. Very cool. By the way, I do know playlists because I was actually a pretty decent fan of After School when they were relatively large back in the day, and then uh, for those that don't know, they disbanded eventually. Uh, it's not that I don't like the song. Like same thing with Hot. I like the song. It just isn't um, my favorite. You know, it's hard to find the song that's your favorite really on any of these really. 007 version, please. I must watch handsome, beautiful guys in suits singing and dancing. Of course, I will indulge. But before we get too far, actually, sorry guys. Oh, 17 profile. Let's try and learn some more members. So you're Hoshi for sure, because I know you're Hoshi. You're S-Coops, because these guys are easily distinguishable. This is Uji, for example. I'm pretty sure you're DK. And you're Vernon. Yeah, no one else is Vernon. You're Vernon up here. So I have S-Coops, Hoshi, Uji, Vernon, and DK memorized, I think. Now let's go for the others. Your S-Coops. Chunghan. Let me see if I could identify Chunghan from this intro. You're not. You're not. Your S-Coops. You maybe? No. Different eye shapes altogether. No. That's the Heater guy. What's Heater guy's name? Here he is. Jun. Jun is that guy. This guy. I don't think I saw. I don't think I saw Chunghan there. So Heater. I don't mean to say they look the same. It's just my reference frame of reference for now. The guy that kind of resembles Heater a little is Jun. So this blonde kind of reminds me of Taeyeon from TXT. So I just need to find the person that looks like reminds me of Taeyeon a little bit. Sungwan. No. This is going to be harder than I hoped for. Joshua? Are you Joshua? What a handsome dude. I think you're Joshua. Uji, Vernon, Ijeon looking guy. What's Ijeon's looking guy's name? These pictures are not the easiest to decipher and match. Shoot. These pictures are not good enough for that. Long face with really big eyes. Oh. Shoot. Alright, I want to watch this now. Enough. Rock with you. I think you're Joshua. Please correct me if I'm wrong, everyone. I like this guy's voice. What do I think your name is? This is tough. Is that you? Is that you? Might be you. Date. Or D8. Not D8. Date. D8. Do I agree? Is this D8? You might be D8. Scoops. You're DK. I don't know. I can't find you. I can't put the face and the name together. Oh, I remember seeing your face. Seungwan. You're Seungwan. You're Jun. Vernon. Seungwan, right? Who's doing the high and who's doing the low here? Joshua, I think. I'll let them break your heart. Oh no. I really like the climax here of the song. 굵은 voice. Who is this guy? I get the feeling you're this guy. Wonwoo. I think you're Wonwoo. Okay, let me try this. Sorry, guys. I want to get the names down so I can talk about people as I can. Uji. I think you're Wonwoo. Wonwoo. I think you're Joshua. I think you're Hoshi. You're Scoops. You're Vernon. I think you're DK. I feel like I'm missing someone that I learned today just now. Sungwan. You're Sungwan. Did I already say that? I don't remember. They look good in suits, of course. When you have, I think most people look good in dress attire when they're in when the outfit is suited for them. Not suited, but fitted for them. Better than your typical, at least. They tend to look good. Now do they have like relay or like actual live? I really like actual live performances. None of those are Rock With You. Rock With You seems to have a distinct lack of varied content on here. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I'll check out a comeback stage. Just to round out my experience with this. Oh. D8. Sorry. No, I was wrong about Joshua. That was Chunghan. Uji. That's Sungwon. You're Joshua. Oh god, stop please. You're Jun. I got that right. Hoshi. No, that's Dino. I was wrong. Or I was right and I just missed it. I was right. Okay. Why are they skipping so fast all of a sudden at the end here? That's rude. Anyways. Oh wow, it's quite the stage. Oh, actually, the names are on the bottom here. Hold on. This is gonna help. Oh, not really when it starts without it. Joshua's this guy. Oh. I was so wrong. Chonghan is blonde here, and this is Chonghan. Hoshi. Wonu. I was right about Wonu. Mingyu is the really tall, kind of masculine guy, I guess. Scoops. Togyum. You're not DK, you're Togyum. We established Chonghan. Seungwan. Uji. Dino. Wonu. Scoops. Oh, excuse me, jeez. Their mics are live, so I can hear the movement of their clothes and some heavy breathing on occasion. I think. 도경. think it's pre-recorded with live vocals. Okay, I actually like this performance best thus far. Someone's spoken enemies that get off me. Who was that? Who was next to Sungwan? Next to Sungwan is Chonghan. So Chonghan gave him the "This is Joshua." That's good. I don't think Sungwan knew what was actually poking him. He was touching his mic for a second. That's good. I think that's gonna be it for me listening to the song. I think it's a good song. I think I like the song overall more than. Actually, no, maybe I don't. I really like on Hot when they after the hot, the second part of the chorus. Da 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 da. I don't remember the exact melody right now, but I actually like that part, and that part actually started making me like the song more. And I appreciate it more. Rock With You, I really like the climax of the song when the instrumentation gets a little higher and they start kind of getting the high notes that Uji does. Was bringing the song together for me. Like I feel like the song was doing kind of like a medium, kind of just rolling and rolling, rock with you, and then it kind of does a up for a little bit for the climax, and it's that actually satisfies my desire for the song to go somewhere a little more than just where it was going, where it was staying, I should say. I kind of talk in these kind of weird, abstract things at times, and I apologize. It's the best thing I could do to describe how I feel about a song. I think it's an 8.5 or 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I think it's 8 out of 10. If I could revise Hot, which I think I also gave 8, I think Hot should be 8.5 or 9. Give it 8.5 for now, and then I think Rock With You is an 8. Solid song. I think it's gonna grow on me just like Hot did. If I give it another few more listens. By the way, the scale that I gave, the 8 out of 10, it's a completely biased, completely subjective scale. It's about how much I personally like or dislike a song, right? And it depends on my mood. Today, I'm a little worn out, a little tired. I was hoping for a pick me up, and I got more of a chill. Not chill. This is not a chill song, but it's really. But it is kind of chill, right? The bass isn't overly heavy. The song isn't overly produced in any specific way. It's just nice instrumentation with nice vocals and just kind of like it's kind of lofty. It's just kind of up in the air here. And since I'm in a relatively tired state, I was hoping for more like oomph and energy. So that's why I think it's getting an 8. If I was more in a like a hyper mode and I got this to like calm me down, I think it might have been like a 9 out of 10 perhaps. It's just like it depends on the time of the day, or even what day, and songs hit differently in different moods, right? Right now it's an 8 out of 10. I'm glad I got to memorize some of the members more. So this is Hoshi. The middle is Joshua, and on the right is give me the name. Chonghan, Joshua, and Hoshi from right to left. And then I also learned Chun, which is the Hichol, the gentleman from that looks relatively has similar features to Hichol. And then I also know Uji Coops Hoshi. So I've learned like half the members so far, Vernon as well. So yay, Sungwan. So I'm getting there. I'll get the rest. just takes a little time. Um, so my only problem, not problem, but assume is like I wish it just gives me not enough. Like it feels like it's a little inadequate. Not inadequate isn't the word. Assume. What does how do you translate assume? Ashiwo. Uh, it's like 1% deficient, right? And I think I'm not used to groups that have 13 members, right? I don't think I have ever listened to a song with 13 members in the group. Um, and I just kind of sometimes I want to listen to Hoshi more, right? I know you guys mentioned Hoshi's solo, something I should check out. Spider, was it? I'll definitely check that out. He seems to have a very versatile voice. But I also want to hear Vernon more. I also want to hear Sungwon more, Uji more. Like like I just want a little more than what I'm getting from each member from on all these songs. So I wish that I think that's like the hard part about having so many members. I think is trying to satiate yourself and satisfactorily with a bunch of members. So I think that's going to be a struggle for me. I'll get used to it eventually, but it'll be a struggle initially because I really like indulging in each member a little bit. Like seven might be the a good sweet spot or less in terms of line distribution and how much or how long their lines will be overall, and how much time I get from them, screen time wise or otherwise, or voice wise. So it's just gonna take a little time to get used to. I'm just not used to 17's 13 member uh, diversity thing, I guess. But overall, I think it's a solid song. I bet if I had this, like I said, if I was in a different mood today, less tired, for example, I think I probably would have enjoyed the song more even. But for today, it's an 8 out of 10. I'm actually really looking forward to more 17. It makes it easier for me to watch them the more I learn about the members. So I think I'll enjoy it more when I'm able to say, wow, Chong'an was really good here, and I could just say it automatically instead of thinking about who the members are. I'll get there. Maybe in the next video I'll be able to nail down everyone. At least that's the goal, right? But yeah, it's. I'm glad I'm getting to listen to 17 now, because um, not in terms of where they are, but rather just me personally right now, because it's I've I've done a lot of girl groups lately, and I think boy groups have a different energy, a different feel to their music and their concepts and their feel overall. And I think I just needed a little balance in terms of boy group music, girl group music. Lately, it's been a lot of girl groups, which is great. They're the popular thing right now. It seems like in Korea. Um, IVE is dominating, and before that, New Jeans was out developing, and Blackpink is dominating all the YouTube stuff. Twice after all, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I even watched Billy recently. Um, lots and lots of girl groups. So I'm glad I get to listen to some seasoned veterans of boy groups from the third generation. And so far I like it. I think. Let me know what I should listen to next from 17. Always appreciate your comments. Let me know what you think about this song compared to, let's say, Hot, for example. Is this more up your alley? Is this more like what 17 does? I'm still unfamiliar with 17, having only listened to two different songs now from them. Uh, but yeah, I'm glad here. I'm here. I'm glad you guys are here with me. Um, and I'm glad that these guys, 17 as a group, is able to be here after so many years. So one thing that I really didn't like about Playtis was, I think, mismanagement of after school, and then they had a new group when before I started fading away. It's called Ladies Code. They had terrible mismanagement, and then the tragedy for Ladies Code also happened. Those were Playtis groups. So, and even how they managed Sondambi was, I don't think, well done. I was a big fan of Sondambi when she was in her like peak. Um, Yeah, I think they mismanaged themselves to where they are, where into a really like relatively not so good state, and then they're picking it back up. I think 17 probably has a lot to do with that, to be honest. And also uh, having a lot of vested interest from their major stakeholder Hype probably helps as well. Um, yeah, so yeah, where should I go next? I music is my priority in terms of this reacting to channels, but I will eventually, not immediately, eventually get to guides or off the covers or not real official releases. But I tend to stick with title tracks initially, and then get into the side tracks here and there, and then covers if I can, and then some like guides or something, or rather, this still a relatively new channel. It's now I guess 4 months old. Yikes, 4 months old. So I haven't been doing this too long, so I'm still working on what kind of variety of content I should do. Let me know if you guys have any other recommendations or variety of contents, or if you guys just enjoy the music video reactions. And music reactions, I should say in general. With that said, I'm looking forward to seeing more 17. So you must let me know you guys enjoyed this in the comments. Leave some likes because it helps the algorithm get more 17 fans here. You have to let me know what the fandom name is. I forget. And finally, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Subscriptions really help me understand you guys enjoy the content. You want to see more from me and helps me motivated to keep going. Because sometimes, there are days where I'm like, I don't really want to record. But whenever I know that there's people enjoying this content and they want to watch more from me, like, you know what? I like that part of it way more to interaction, right? More so uh, than the reactions themselves, I think. So thank you for being here, basically, is what I'm saying. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Helps me out a lot. And finally, if you're still here, hearts, many hearts to you. Thank you very much for sticking around. Um, Looking forward to seeing more 17. Looking forward to seeing more groups in general. I'll react to day 6 at some point as well in the near future. More Stray Kids coming. I know they have a comeback coming at some point in October, I think. I think Blackpink has their official comeback. Pink Venom was a preview, I guess, um, in middle September or so. Dreamcatchers come back in October, which is probably another big fan of group I'm a fan of. So yeah, just there's lots of stuff going around. I'm happy to have you here. Yeah. So with that said, be safe. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, whatever time it is, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.